Excuse my shouting, traveler. You wouldn't happen to have seen a dog running around? Large, fluffy, carrying a very important estate-defining scroll in his... Oh, it's a tiring ordeal. I'm visiting West Weald to execute the will of my late aunt, Lady Weatherly. The will... Yes, one Mizik Thunderboots. It seems you can find Mizik just down the road, searching the Weatherly estate for Betu. He has quite a distinct look. You can't miss him. My dear aunt suffered a I shouldn't be so flippant with my family's drama. Uriel, my cousin, won Mizik Thunderboots.
Careful now. A cunning and foul beast has made off with an important document and played music for a fool. Ah, a wonderful idea from dear Aquilia. This one fears there is more afoot to Lady Weatherly's death. But our first clue is oh, yes. Helping with the will is a cover. Not only was her death sudden and mysterious, but now her fortune is missing. And yes. Aquilia wishes the question of inheritance be conclusively answered before it becomes fodder for the gossips. Now, dear... More tracks. The dog definitely went this way.
I don't know what you're playing at, but you were a fool to come here.
There's Lady Pelena and her husband Uriel. Our once long-lost son.
Oh, Mizik. I didn't see you there. I believe I saw Betu heading south.
There's Betu. Quick, grab the wheel. Quickly, grab the wheel.
Not now, Betu. Away with you!
With the wheel secured, let us speak with Edric.
Betu's always been an incorrigible sort. Best not to let him walk all over you. Yes, terribly so. I've been in her employ for what feels like chefs are privy to more than just their employer's favorite dish. I can't say any more. I only came to pay my respects and to leave this place... If you insist
It seems the cook knows more than he is willing to let on. How very curious. Mizik will have to make note of this. Yes, of course. Along with the cook, there's Otho Florius, the gardener. Convenient, yes? Many questions surround Uriel's sudden return. And it should be noted that... Yeah, excellent. The seal is still intact. We should return to the manor now that we've secured the will. I am certain our roosting vultures are...
I hope Betu's return means you retrieved the will, Mizik?
Yes, the will is returned and intact, thanks to my assistant.
Well, let's get this over with. Read it aloud, Mizik.
Yes, of course. Weatherly's walls hide a glittering secret, safely guarded by 4 loyal paws. Do not worry. Mizik and his assistant will get to the bottom of this.
I'm sorry. Is that a riddle?
This must be some sort of joke.
The estate feels hollow now, without her. And closer than most staff are with their lords and ladies, I reckon. I'd work for
Too
her.
fond of you, cousin.
I'm Otho, the gardener. Betu must like you if he followed you back. Edric is making a bit of a fool of himself.
Speak with the others. But join me
It
in
seems
the
I was
study.
right to ask for your help. Despite the mysterious contents of the will. Fairly. Though I wish I had made...
All this waiting, and for what? A riddle. How embarrassing. You overheard...
I didn't realize Mizik had an assistant. Happy doesn't do the feeling justice.
Why would Lady Weatherly leave a riddle in her will? Perhaps you can make sense of it. Could the 4 paws mean Betu? They certainly are not Mizik's. Perhaps we can find... Huh. It seems Pelena made her feelings about the cook quite clear. It seems Lady Weatherly led her own investigation into her son's death. A note peeking out from behind the painting. Excellent eye for detail, friend. Interesting. A hidden note guarded by a painted dog. What does it say? Let Mizik see the note. An anonymous letter warning Lady Weatherly of a traitor. This one wonders if they were... Mizik was told that Lady Weatherly died alone in her library. But could she have met with a stranger only to become their victim? Whether this note was sent by the killer or a kind soul close to Lady Weatherly, it confirms one thing, that there is indeed a traitor among us.
If you are looking for the stranger who calls himself Uriel, he went to walk... Of course. Though I doubt I'd be of much help. Oh, as I understand it, she fell from her library's ladder while reaching for a book. If she had kept a modest staff on hand, perhaps she could have been saved. But by the time she was found, I believe it was one of the estate's remaining workers. Helena would know more. She was here when it happened. Unlike... I haven't seen Uriel since we were teens. Before I was sent to boarding school. Frustratingly, no. That's the thing.
If Aquilia was Lady Weatherly's last living heir, could she have expected to receive the missing fortune? A motive, perhaps.
How foolish of you to think that I would just disappear.
My love, the investigator returns. We'll continue on... Apologies. Recent events have been overwhelming, to say the least. No, I was not. Lady Weatherly was kind enough to let me live on the estate when Uriel went off to fight. Otho Florius, the gardener, was the one who found her. He was the only one home at the time. Ever since I fired that... Yes, I caught Edric snooping around my private quarters. Terrible thing. Well enough. The dog...
Go on then, ask me how I returned. 6 years ago, I left to fight in Varen's revolt. I was gravely wounded and left for dead, and would have died. Every single one. Some things, yes. But there are still... I fear Aquilia has merely... From what I've been told, all this talk of...
The gardener found Lady Weatherly's body. We should speak to him next.
Betu? Baths aren't so bad.
You won't learn anything from those scheming Charlotte. No. Lady Pelena had all but run me out. It's my own fault, honestly. She caught me going through...
Apologies for Betu's earlier mischief. I hope he didn't Yes. I had taken over kitchen duties while Edric was away. I thought Betu might have knocked something over in the library, but when I went to check, Yes. She was lying on the floor, motionless. No. Lady Weatherly was the only one in the library. Betu is usually plastered to the lady's side, but he wasn't in the library. He was shut up in Pelena's room. I wonder why she would have put him there. Well, Pelena keeps going on about Edric, our cook. She says he was acting suspiciously leading up to her death. But for what it's... You should take a look at the library. I'll meet you there.
Of course. The scene of Lady Weatherly's fall. Let us investigate the library. The library is to the left. Your other left. We must study the scene carefully. Look for anything out of place. Was that window already broken?
No. It was definitely intact before Lady Weatherly's death.
Something has broken the glass. You are certain this is where you found her body?
Yes. I'll never forget the sight of her lying there.
Quite the mess for a Certainly a ladder couldn't have caused this much damage to the statue. Mizik has seen enough. No blood, a broken window, and a fractured statue with no... The details don't add up. Investigations always require some stretch of the imagination, but perhaps the fantasy is the clue. Only a panicked hand could make such messy brushstrokes. But then why create such an elaborate scene? A fall...
I would never hurt Lady Weatherly.
Until the investigation is complete, everyone is a suspect. The library exterior is just around the corner. Betu, what is she sniffing? Betu found a key? And look, it seems Betu wants us to follow him. Moons above. Is that Edric? A confession, and a flowery one at that. Tea. This one smells ginger, hibiscus, and something else. Something sickly. Edric's tankard. There seems to be a suspicious residue inside. So this is the memorial Lady Weatherly built for her son. Mizik's snout wrinkles at the stench of both fresh and old. Why would Edric lead us to Uriel's memorial and then kill himself? And earlier, the cook warned us of some mysterious danger. Could he have met? The note says that Edric served Lady Weatherly poisoned tea the day she died, but the cook had already left the grounds. Otho confirmed that himself. And this letter says that Pelena was present for tea. But she said she... A good question. But the memorial may be a greater clue. We know the real Uriel went to fight in... Yes, our masquerading... And he was the only one who could have... We should question the imposter. Steady yourself as we...
What is with all the questions, cousin? Aren't you happy to see me?
There's our imposter. Talk to him, friend.
Our intrepid investigators. Pelin and I were just arguing over the cook, you say? Well, as close as any young heir is with their staff. Now that I think about it, I always did find him strange. Dead! What a ghastly turn of events! Hold on. Oh, yes, of course. No, I must have gotten ahead of myself. Yes, that's it.
Thank you, Uriel. That's all. We should speak to Pelina next, traveler.
There's been another murder? The killer could come for any one of us next.
Nonsense. It's clear Edric was a troubled man who killed Lady Weatherly and took his own life.
Oh, Mizik, do you have updates on your... Mizik, traveler, how fares the investigation? With so much still left to Edric, a murderer? I'm astonished. I guess I was... Well, the lady and I had intended to meet that morning, but it slipped my mind. I haven't the expertise, of course, to make such an accusation. But I do want...
Thank you, Pelina. We will investigate all lingering threads. Traveler, let's speak with the gardener next.
Betu seems to have run off again. It's embarrassing, really. You'd think I'd be better at keeping a handle on him, but the dog is a freak. It had become one of my daily duties while Edric was away. I usually try to brew her a pot before I leave for the market. Apologies, Edric is dead. I can't believe it. No, he couldn't have. He'd never make a mistake like that. And he was nowhere near the tea that morning. I started a pot for Lady Weatherly, and Pelina took... Strange. She was most definitely here. She even offered to finish brewing it. She usually has it in her bedchambers, but the room's been...
Mizik recalls a gilded key revealed to us by Betu.
If you already found the missing key, you may be able to unlock Lady Weatherly's bedchambers.
If the room has truly been locked this whole time, then not even the killer could react. Let us see if we can find any clues among the mess. The residue on that teacup stinks with the same foul smell as the tainted tea we found with Edric's body. If this letter is true, then Pelina played a role in Uriel's death. And this signature, is this the name of our resident imposter? Mizik would like to hear your thoughts on what we found. This note seems to confirm that, indeed, Pelina may have sensed an end. A poisoned cup of tea would bring unwanted attention to Lady Weatherly. They must have brokered an agreement. Ride out the storm of Lady Weatherly's death, and come out the other side. Mizik heard a scream from down the hall. We must hurry.
He's dead! Someone killed him!
Betu? Betu, what's wrong, boy?
Nobody leaves until Mizik finds out what happened. Traveler, There's something by the body. Quick!
We have to help him. Something has made Betu terribly ill. I've never seen him so scared. Wait. I recognize this smell. Yes, in the pantry. I kept a tin of medicinal herbs for this very occasion.
Quickly, friend. Search the pantry. Mystic hopes we can save at least one life today.
Betu! He's recovering. The herbs must be working.
Wonderful news. Traveler, let's discuss the note you found with our imposter. Our imposter is dead, and our killer... The lengths the cook went to protect Lady Weatherly. This one hopes she knew how dearly she was loved by her staff. She must be held accountable for her crimes. She can't have gone...
Betu? What is it? Where are you going?
Quickly, follow that dog. Good boy, Betu. The killer may very well have fled through this door. These tunnels seem to run under the entire property. Good thing we have Betu's nose to lead us.
Get away from me, you beasts!
I hear Pelena's voice. She must be nearby.
Damn dog! How? I've committed no wrong. That man was an imposter. If I hadn't... How could you possibly say that? Whose inane rambling convinced you of such... Damn this rotting estate. Everything I did...
The Count of Skingrad will decide your fate.
Pelena.
You've done great work today, Traveler. The air is heavy. Pelena will be delivered to Skingrad. To think this one nearly forgot about our remaining goal. Fortune aside, what we accomplished today...
What have you got there, boy?
It seems Betu has brought us something. Betu, where did you find this? Betu? Otto, escort Pelena back to the manor. We will follow the dog. Feeling a bit...
Missy needs to stop doing that.
Missy can't believe it. Is this Lady Weatherly's missing fortune? Let us investigate. Lady Weatherly must have left that note before her death. We should show it to Aquilia.
Helena, is it true? After everything my aunt did for you.
I don't owe you an explanation, Aquilia.
Otho did his best to explain your finding. I thought she was acting strangely, but I blamed it on the grief. I knew something was off about him. But to think he also played a role in killing my cousin. Betu was safeguarding the fortune this whole time? It's a strange request.
You have got to be joking. The dog!
I can't believe it. There must be some mistake.
There's no
Many
mistake.
lives were lost, despite our best
I will
efforts.
oversee the transfer
There
of
is certain... Do not downplay your role either, friend. You forget, Mizik was a bumbling mess. Mizik hopes news of this case strikes fear. Mizik will stay for a while as executor of the estate. But he cannot... Yes.
I've always preferred cats. But you've made a good argument for dogs, Betu.
This one thinks Betu likes you.
Oh, well, you do seem like a very good boy. I'll be sure to order a lifetime supply of steak dinners.